Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning and welcome back to RickyTube 365. My name is Rick and this is your channel, guys. So guys, we're here. Diesel the Train, good morning. Welcome back, man. Nice to see you. Some of you guys been watching already for a couple of minutes. Some of you guys might catch this video on a later day. So just remember that everything that we talk about here, all the questions, all the comments, everything that goes around here, is still accurate as an February of 2020. Okay. So hopefully we can answer some of your questions. Hopefully some of you guys show up to the live stream and you guys get a chance to interact with myself and with my friend Diesel right here. Let me move my picture real quick. I just want to make sure that we're good, so I'm not in top of my logo. There we go. That'll be better. There we go. Moving 3, 2, 1, out. So today we're gonna be talking about like the main focus for today's live stream will be the CRSC, the combat related special compensation. We got a lot of things going on. Let me lower the volume of the background sound in 1 second. So let me lower the volume of the background sound real quick. Matter of fact, I don't have to shut it down. So yeah, guys, we're here live. I was thinking a couple of things, that I want to bring to the live stream with you guys. The one thing that I'm gonna ask you guys is, if you're watching this video, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, everything's gonna get better. And then again, guys, what we do here is nothing but to help you guys out in regards to your compensation, your disabilities, your medboard process, your retirement process, employment after the military life. Many things. Okay, I'm not calling myself an expert. Okay, but I will say to you guys that between myself, Diesel, and then other guys that we show face to this to the live stream, guys, we provide a lot of good information to you guys. And it's gonna be more than just that casual once a month phone call that you're gonna get from some of your army representative. You will see once you're out of the military, like during your ACA process, they are there with you during the of course they get paid to do that. But after you're out of the military, that's when things get real. That's when excuse me. That's when things get kind of difficult, and then I'm doing this channel to provide some kind of information for you guys to actually come out there and then being able to be like, oh, let me go to Rick channel and then take a look at what he's doing, or what he's talking about CRSC, what he's talking about employment, what he's talking about unemployment, what he's talking about benefits, and many things. So today, guys, we're gonna start with what you see right here. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned already, please subscribe to the channel. What we have right here, guys, is the first thing I want to show to you guys. It's the point of contact, okay? And it's also going to be on the chat so you guys can see it. Is the point of contact. It's too much. 1 second. Point of contact for HRC, okay? And then you might ask, but why HRC? Because today we're talking about the CRSC, and CRSC gets paid by HRC. Okay, so you put both together, that's the information for the for HRC, guys. Okay, this is where you're gonna be calling. This is where you're gonna be sending your correspondence when it comes to dealing with the CRSC. Okay, so we got many things, guys. We got many things right here, and today we're gonna be talking about what is a combat, what is the CRSC. Some of the most common questions that you will find on a day-to-day basis about the CRSC that many people don't talk about. I'm gonna get you guys through how to apply for the CRSC, okay? Where to get your forms from, okay? Because that's very, very important, okay? The claims forms, the appeals form, and then you already have the how to contact HRC, guys. So let's begin with let me see if Diesel, if you like to come on live, man, on the stream, let me know. I'm gonna give it's 11:05 right now, okay, my time in Arizona. I'm gonna give 5 more minutes to some of you guys to join the live stream, okay? So we can start with the video. And of course, let's play my song. Love that song. It's a mix. I'm a dude. I know who I am. I know who I am. I think we're ready. We are almost ready, guys. Perfect. Let me shut down the dashboard. Everything is good. I'm not dude. Couple more minutes, guys. Couple more minutes. So please don't forget to join. Don't forget to join the chat. Any questions that you have, drop it in the chat. One of the things that you will see if we don't get, if you're not watching this live, if you're not get a chance to see this as we go, still, if you have any questions, drop it on the chat, on the comment section below. We're still gonna be able to answer those questions, okay? For now, you know, because right now we still can manage the volume of messages that we get on a weekly basis, and I put some times to, you know, to answer those questions during the week. So drop your questions, whatever you got, let us know, and then you'll be fine. I know who I am. I think we got this. Okay, 1 more minute, guys. We're going in. We're going full. We're gonna go full. It's gonna be epic, guys. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm joking. And if you hear anything, we're cooking things here. So it's probably my wife on the other side. Okay. So let's start, guys. Let's start. So guys, today let's start talking about who can apply to the CRSC. And then if you see right here behind me, it's the HRC webpage. Okay, let me put this page right here so you guys get a chance to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so where is it? Right here. This is the page. This is the page. I'm gonna put this this link on the comments so you guys can see. Oh, that's some good questions right there, Diesel. How do you know if you qualify for CRSC? How much is CRSC? What are the benefits of CRSC? What if I don't have a cap? Do I still qualify? We're gonna answer those questions in a minute, Diesel. Yes, you're on the right track, man. Thank you so much for those questions. Thank you so much. So right here on the page behind me, you know, it's also on the chat. You will see a quick questionnaire about who can qualify for the CRSC. Okay, let me medical and physical education board. We're gonna title this do I qualify for, let's see, one second. Just this. I just changed the name of the shot. It's CRSC, combat related special compensation. Better, I think. It fits the thing. So anyway, guys. So behind me, I'm doing so many things at the same time. I'm a one-man thing, you know. I need some help, guys. I need some real help. No, I'm joking. So there we go. So right behind me, guys, you will see the HRC help desk, you know, whatever message. Don't worry about it, you know. That's an alert that they have. You probably won't see if you access this page later on, okay? But what we have here is a questionnaire, and this questionnaire is gonna enable you to identify if you qualify for CRSC or no, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna use myself as an example, okay? And the first question right here is, are you currently retired and are receiving retirement pay? So two things. Some people are medically retired. Some people are regularly retired. They complete 20 years plus, whatever, and they retire the military. So if one of those two applies to you, that will be a yes. Okay. If you receive, let me say to you, if you got out of the military on a medical chapter or something, and then you got a stipend, so that would be a no. So sorry. So if you don't have one of those ID cards that says retire, you know, if you don't have an ID card that says retire, you will not qualify for this. Okay. So I think the simplest thing will be we have an ID card and it says retire. So that's a yes for you. So let's go yes. And again, guys, the noise you hear in the background is my wife. She's cooking or something. So let's see what we got. The next question is, do you have a veterans rating of 10% or higher? Okay. So yes or no. So hopefully it's a yes for you guys. Hopefully it's a yes. Now the next question is your military retirement pay reduced by a VA waiver? You know. So some of you guys might have a waiver for this. Some of you guys might not. So this will depend based on you. So my case will be a no. And now right here it says, you know, eligibility questions N3. Thank you for your sacrifice to our country. And it tells you pretty much, you know, the 38 USC as rated by the VA. The rating must be awarded prior to the member's date of death. Disability rating by the Secretary of the Department. You know, the actual computation of the amount CRC payable to eligible retirees based solely on the VA disability determinations and the amount of VA compensation paid without regards to any disability that is not combat related. For a quick reference, there we go. DoD FMR, which is the Department of Defense Finance Management Regulation. I know that because I used to be a finance clerk. That's how nobody messes with my pay. I'm telling you. And then it gives you a bunch of you know, CRSC homepage, a link to this page right here, frequently asked questions, and many more, guys. So let me get out of here right now. Okay, don't worry, guys. We're gonna change the little split capture. Boom. There we go. Perfect. So there's a quick click here, click there, how to see if you qualify for the CRSC, which is in my opinion is a great tool, and it give you links to other resources. Okay. So let's talk about some questions that people might have, and the main thing that one of the questions that Diesel asks is, how do you know if you qualify for CRSC? It's pretty much what we went through on that page. Do you receive military pay? Do you have 10% or greater of your VA rated injury? And is your military retire pay is reduced by the VA disability payment? Okay. And you must be able to provide, documents about, whatever happened to you. Sorry, I'm checking so many things at the same time. So if you qualify and you meet these criteria, not one of them, but all of them, retire pay. Excuse me. 1 second. Okay, guys, back here. Receive military pay, 10% or greater, your VA rated. Okay, you receive your military retire pay, but it's reduced by the VA disability payments. So let me give another example about this right here. Let's say that you are only medically retired, okay, and you don't receive your retirement payment. So this number 3 is a yes for you. Okay. So if you only retire medically and not retire with 20 years plus in the military, yes, you apply for the CRSC. That might be a question that some of you might be asking yourself. So that is a yes, okay? And then right here, ask you, you need to provide some documents or evidence that your injury was a result of one of the following: training that simulates war, okay? Field training exercise, any exercise, and then this how can I say, documents right here can be that a memorandum typed by yourself. I went on this training on this day with X, Y, and place company, and then this is what resulted in my injury on my back, X, Y, and Z. A memorandum for record, okay? And then if you have any witnesses, much better, okay? Many people think that, oh, you need a for everything that you submit, it has to be from a witness or from somebody else. I would say yes and no. As long as you can type a memorandum, or write a memorandum, doesn't matter. I mean, nobody can. How can I say this? Nobody at HRC can question your own memorandum for record. So a memorandum from record from you is as good as a memorandum for record from somebody else. Okay, they cannot say, "Oh, we cannot just trust your word," because then that will become a liability to them. Okay, that will be like discrimination. If they can take somebody else's word but not your word, that is discrimination. And then if you receive a letter from the VA saying yada yada yada, we cannot, because of these packages get processed by individuals. If you get something from HRC saying, oh, we cannot just believe or trust your own memorandum for records, then they're open themselves for a lawsuit. Something bigger than what you're gonna receive in your life. So yeah. Now, combat related versus service connected. Okay, some example of CRSC combat related situations are different than what you think. So for you to be able to qualify for the CRSC, you need to have one of your injuries or some of the injuries that you might have obtained while in the military must be on different categories. Like one of them is simulating of war. Okay, simulating war. Okay. Must be in an accident or accident directly that contributed to training for combat. Okay, let's say that you were going to an FTX, prepping you guys for your next deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan, and within that FTX, you guys have an accident, or maybe a vehicle, crush your hand, or you were changing a tire of a vehicle during the FTX, and then you got hurt your back. Yes, that applies. That makes you being able to apply for the CRSC, and CRSC should be granted to you. Okay. Excuse me. So hazardous service. Okay, must be an incident or accident linked to a hazardous service. Okay, like you are down at the in transition to a deployment, and then you are downloading the planes with rucksack or duffel bags. We did that. We have done that before, and then you hurt your knee or you hurt your arm. That can happen. The other category is instrumentality of war. Okay. Let me see. So let's say that you are in one of the special units, and then one of the special units have this special weapon that can is only used downrange for during a war time. Okay, like the rhinos. We use the rhinos, downrange, to protect us from other things. You know what I'm talking about. So if you get injured by one of them, or putting them together, or bringing the front piece down, or bringing the front piece up, and then putting the pins, you messed up a finger or something, or an arm, or something crazy. So that will apply to you. Armed conflict. Okay, this is another category. Armed conflict, something that happened downrange. That you actually, when shit went to bad, and then you really got injured. So that will apply to you. Presumptive, okay? A condition that has been recognized by the VA as being presumptive, okay? So this is a key, okay? I'm gonna put all this right here. I'm gonna put these right here so you guys can see. Jesus Christ, it's too much. I'm trying to see what I can put here, what I cannot put. I'm gonna put this link of this page right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So if the VA deems one of your injuries to be presumptive, this combat related, and they how can I say, and they categorize, and they give you some kind of documentation saying that this injury is presumptive conflict or whatever, yes, that can help you to apply for the CRSC. CRSC should be granted to you. The one thing that you need to know is, and then I don't know if I am correct or not, but from the moment that you apply the first time, if let's say that you submit a package, like in my case, I submitted a wrong package the first time, I got denied. The second time when I reapplied, it got approved. The things that you need to know is that you got 6 years. 6 years from the day one when you apply to reapply. Okay, you can reapply as many times as you want, but it has to be within 6 years. Okay, so combat related, flight duty, demolition duty, parachute duty, diving duty. If anything happens to you, like in a flying duty, spring back in hard landing, CRSC. Demolition duty, hearing loss, CRSC. Parachute duty, broke arm during bad PLF, CRSC. Diving duty, rupture eardrum or accent on accident. You know what I mean, okay? Saying you got combat related. One of the things that some of you older generation service members, retires, is that if some of you guys, and then listen to this, I know that some of you guys watching, maybe not, have diabetes, and you guys came up to diabetes because of it's presumptive, again, from the VA, presumptive, that this is a word, Agent Orange. Okay, if you guys can produce or can talk to your doctors at the VA, so say, hey doctor, I'm applying for the CRSC. I need to know if my diabetes type 2 or my diabetes is presumptive to Agent Orange, me being in contact with that. And if it's that, can you put it in can you record it so I can apply for CRSC, you know, so I can apply for some more benefits. And then if your doctors, you know, help you out with that, if you are indeed having diabetes because of Agent Orange, then this can help you out. Okay, fibromyalgia, leukemia. I mean, I can keep going on. As long as it's combat-related, presumptive to this, you know, the Gulf War or radiation exposure or anything else. It can also be a non-presumptive condition that is secondary to a presumptive condition. I mean, everything is on the page. So, it's sometimes kind of, sometimes, let me put this so you guys can see it, because I want you guys to have this. Let me see if, where is it? Boom. Perfect. And let me, 1 second, guys. Stay right there. Let me plug this. Okay. Now, let me move myself real quick. I know, guys. Takes a minute to do these things. Okay. Perfect. So I'm not on top of my little logo. Okay. My phone is not off. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hey, Diesel, I'm sorry, man. Let me give you a call, bro. You there? My bad.
Yo.
Hey, Diesel, what's going on?
Yo, what's up?
Not much, man. We're here again, you know, another day, another dollar, you know, trying to help veterans, you know, how to get, you know, their you know, compensations right.
Get their stuff right.
Yeah.
I stopped it right when you went onto the white page. The question I had is, to get compensation, do you have to have, does DOD have to have claimed it? Meaning, I got out the military for PTSD, or does it, like, let's say something happens down the line and then you go to the VA and say, oh, I think I may have this. So I don't know. Do you have to, does DOD have to claim it in order for you to get the compensation?
No. Like I say, we're going back to the presumptive, you know. I know that you've seen the presumptive. So, okay. And again, guys, I'm not talking to you, Diesel, okay? But I'm talking to some of the viewers right here, okay? I'm not saying that any of the viewers, but I'm saying in case some of the viewers, you know, because there's a lot of people. Hey, baby. There's a lot of people that have the best interests of the government in their heart. Some people don't, you know. So, but I believe if you serve like we did, me and Diesel, so you have the best interests of the country on your mind. So, so the one thing I want to tell you guys is presumptive, a condition that has been recognized by the VA as being presumptive. So this is something that happened after the fact.
Okay.
So, so if there's something that happened after the fact, and the VA recognized it, and then the VA recorded as being presumptive instrument of war, then your injury will qualify for this. Okay.
Yep.
So it kind of you know, and it kind of makes sense, you know, when I look at this, because I mean the even though there's so much money out there that is being wasted because people just don't claim it, still the people need to know about this. So so everything's service connected, you know. Presumptive has to be in correlation with service connected. Okay. So if you go to your VA doctor and your VA doctor, it's like, yeah, that's presumptive, but I don't know if it's service connected. So that your doctor has to come like, no, this is presumptive and this is service connected, and this is the way it is, you know. And they need to record it that way So so when you apply for the CRSC and you submit the documentation, because that probably you're gonna get a memorandum from your doctor or or something like that, then the CRSC, the person that is reviewing your case will be, oh yeah, this is, hey baby.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. And I just no, that's okay. I just gonna lower the volume a little bit. Then they will see that what it was. They will see that this makes sense for them to reward you with the CRSC. Okay. So where I'm at right now. Okay, right here. So and then right here in this page, guys, like you guys can see, there's a bunch of service connected different situations where you can find yourself, that you qualify for the CRSC. But again, you got to go back to step one. You need to have 1, 2, 3, and you have to provide documentation of anything that I'm seeing right here on the bottom: the simulating of work, combat related, service connected, even if it's presumptive, whatever the case may be. And HRC cannot make this process easier when it comes to somebody that really can benefit from this type of help. Okay. So
so CRC non-tax tax free.
I think that CRSC is just like your BA disability. Let me take a look. Let me take a quick look. CRSC tax exempt. I think so. It's tax free. Amen to that. CRSC is tax free. So it can be that's a good thing. No matter where you look at, I was gonna say that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing, but nah, man. Any type of compensation that you receive based on injuries that you receive while in service, I think that they all should be tax free. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that retirement pay should be tax free, but it's not. So let me
retirement pay. So you told me if you did plus 20 years, that's not tax free?
Oh no, it's tax you, bro. You gotta pay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they tax you. So here HRC, what HRC wants you to do is you gotta have a copy of your 2860. Let me see if I can show you your 2860. This is your 2860 right here. We went over 2860 last week. I'm not gonna insult nobody. You guys know how to fill everything here. Right here in section 2, mark X next to the appropriate answer for each question. So you need to make sure that these things matches what HRC is looking for on their questionnaire. Okay. Then number 9 is basic questions. Okay. Number 11, if you were a prisoner of war, and then right here, claim for combat related special compensation, CRSC. This is the one, guys. Okay. This is the one that is gonna give you the more indeed detail about what's going on with you. In some cases, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. On page 2, we got 4 conditions that you can claim right here as being combat related, and then you guys can see you can create duplicates of this page 2. Okay, no page 3. You can create duplicates of page 2 because you're gonna have to mail these to HRC. What I'm saying to you guys is, if you have 20 conditions that are caused by conflict or did happen during conflict, okay, as an instrument of war, that's the key word, as an instrument of war or presumptive to an instrument of war, you need to list them here. And you need to have a description of what happened, okay? And then I will say for every disability code, every description that you put right here, every single thing that you apply to HRC for your CRSC, I am asking you to have some kind of additional documentation, like a memorandum for record with some kind of detail dates, people that you might know, even if you know people, because sometimes we go from base to base and we lose track of who we deploy with. Make sure that you type in the memorandum. I was assigned to this company, to this platoon. I don't have contact to any of these people. I try, whatever the case may be, because some people, like in my case, I go to the VA in Arizona, and then sometimes I ask people, oh, so what happened to your people? Or when I go to the Veterans of First Legion, and I ask people, oh yeah, I was a first sergeant, and I ask people, oh yeah, you were a commander. What happened to your people? And they're like, I lost track. People just lose track of people. So just make sure you type a memorandum for each description, for each disability that you have, that is an instrument of war or is presumptive instrument of war, and you tell the person who's going to be reviewing how everything happened, the people that you knew, as much detail will give you a better results when it comes down to how you call it, to apply for CRSC. Another thing is, if you get, yes, go ahead.
Is it just one? You just get one pay. It doesn't matter how many claims you have. You just get one pay, right?
No.
Or does it go up? If I have like 15 service connected, combat related issues with me, does it go up, or does it just stay like if I have one?
So 1 second.
So for example, I have PTSD, and I think PTSD, and I jumped off a helicopter and injured my right knee, right? So I list both of them. Is it going to be more if I just listed just PTSD, or that's a good? I don't really know the answer to that one.
So CRSC will be calculated, or the same calculations that they will do. It's just the same way that they do the how you call it, your retirement. They're gonna do time. They're gonna do, yeah, how much you got paid for the last 3 years, how many times on service, yada yada yada. It's like a retirement pay, and this is I think this is, I think almost everybody that gets out on a med board, qualify for this, because if you really think about it's very difficult to put somebody who's getting out on a med board who never got injured during this time period, because we've been on time of war. I joined in 2000. So from there to now, we've been fighting, bro. Deploys all the time. Overseas, X, Y, and Z. It's something different. Something tough, man. Something tough. So this right here, what I'm gonna show you is the CRSC reconsideration request form. Okay. If you have a claim number, let's say that you submitted your CRSC and then deny you, okay? You don't just reappeal. You don't appeal again to this, okay? You have to send a reconsideration request form, okay? And then you just gotta fill this out, okay? And it's gonna show you X, Y, and Z, unless you have new information to submit to the CRSC, okay? So if you apply for the first time, you only send the DD form 2860. If you applying or you reapplying, you need to submit another 2860 in conjunction with the CRSC reconsideration form, and it's 12 Echo, okay? Which everything is linked on the links that we put ahead before, okay?
Yep.
So let me 1 second.
I guess that answers my question about how much it will be. I guess it's just a calculation depending on per person. On average, though, what do you know? Like an average, probably like an extra 1,000, probably 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000.
That's not bad, man. That's some good money.
Oh, it's not bad at all, man. at all, no bad at all. I mean, and the thing is that you know, when you really think about it, is you know, the little amount of money that you receive, from you know, having these injuries, it doesn't amount. I mean, you know, most people, you know, like most people rather be healthier than have money in the bank. You know,
Right. 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 Right.
there's no amount of money that can equate to being healthy, man. I'm telling you. In my case, I suffer from, you know, anxiety. You know, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm having a heart attack, man. And Jesus Christ, man, just give me my health back. You know. Sometimes you know, I wish I never joined the army. Sometimes I wish I never went to these deployments. Sometimes I wish I never seen X, Y, and Z people dead or getting killed or shot at. You know, I wish. But guess what? You know, when the how you call it, when the anxiety goes out and I'm back to my normal, I'm like, you know what, I was wrong, because I won't change it for anything in the world, because I mean, serving the country, serving the United States, you know, with people like you or others that I deploy with, and then I serve in the military, you know, is a great thing, you know. So, you know, give it a take, you know, you know. What do you think?
It goes up and down. Yeah, it goes up and down.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. When I'm in the zone, or you know, when I'm actually suffering from the ailments, yeah, just like you said, it sucks. When I seclude myself, and you know, or I just start writing in my journal profusely, and I'm like, what to do? I don't know what to do, and you know, but just like everything, yeah, you're right.
Let me see. Let me.
All right, so you're telling me, if let's say, so I think you must have answered this question too. So while you're typing,
Yeah.
if I don't have a cab and I don't have a CIB,
Yeah.
could people still try to file for PTSD? Because you know, you have some places that never deploy. You got some units that don't, you know, non-deployment.
Okay.
Like if you work in a prison, you know, I have a friend that he's an MP. He never deployed. You know, could he file for PTSD?
100%. Yes. I mean, you just don't file for PTSD.
Get diagnosed.
You need to get
all that
diagnosed
stuff.
and treated, you know. And then I mean, doctors right now at the VA, doctors at the an active duty, they're very cautious when it comes to diagnose somebody with PTSD. You know, from the beginning, when you go talk to somebody at your clinic, if you're still active duty, you know, they don't mention PTSD. You know, they're trying to figure it out what's actually happening in your brain. I mean, do you have? And then you will hear this. You know, most of the times, you know. And then to all you guys out there watching this stream or this video, most of you guys out there will be going to your doctors wanting active duty, and then the one thing that you hear from your shrink, or from your therapist is that they ask you questions. They ask you questions about your childhood. They ask you questions about they ask you questions about do you have a good childhood? Did your father abuse you? Were you ever a victim of sexual assault, sexual rape? You've been you know, abuse of drugs or something like that. You know, do you feel safe in your home? Are you in an abusive relationship? I mean, and many of those things can show up as symptoms, PTSD like symptoms. When in reality, you need to understand that they're trying to be very careful when they put a label on an individual, because even though, you know, people trying to make PTSD sound fine and dandy, you know, nobody's gonna, you know, how you call it, nobody's gonna discriminate you. Yeah, I mean, it's a stigma, man. You know, it's bad, man.
So I'm glad that you touched on that, because I heard stories of people getting diagnosed with adjustment disorder instead of PTSD,
Yeah.
or major depression disorder, or anxiety, because there's a protocol that they have to go through. If you got PTSD, there's definitely a protocol that they have to go through. They have to follow. Let's say there's actually a book that they go through, and they go through different like what's your triggers. Then you have to go through exposure therapy, which you will go out to the like Walmart, or like a fish market, and they'll tell you to write everything and document everything and how was your emotions. And there's a lot of things. I think the program is called one is prolonged exposure, so PE, and the other one is I think it's CPT. I want to say it's that. I think it's CPT. That's where they sit down and they try to have you relive the moment that is most traumatic.
Oh, and that is correct.
It's CPT, right? That's what it's called.
I think so. Yeah. Let me.
And so with that, they sit you in a room. Either it will be white silence or whatever, and they'll ask you to literally start to remember everything that was happening.
Yeah.
And then that's when like they start seeing your body sensations react to it. So
you say CBT or CPT? It could be
Charlie Papa Tango.
No, it's Bravo.
Like
Charlie Bravo.
Oh, Bravo.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Bravo.
cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's the one. I just look it up on there. Google. Thank you.
So yeah, definitely. And of course, if you got PTSD, they're gonna be like, I don't know, is it stable? Can we keep him in the military? So I'm not trying to say the therapists don't have your best. I'm still in, so I can't really say too much. But
yeah, I mean,
let's just say.
Let me say. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't mean that the therapist doesn't have the best interest on you. Is that in reality, if you think about it, I mean, if you go out, if something happened with somebody due to the fact of PTSD, it doesn't gonna come out as Ricardo did something stupid. He is ex-military. No, they're gonna say a soldier assigned to such and such and such. So what they're trying to do, in my opinion, this is what I think. What they're trying to do is to keep you in an environment where they can monitor you. They can kind of control your emotions while you're still in the military. So that's pretty much.
And I also think they have somebody to report to.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah.
If they say hey, this guy has PTSD, they're like, hold on. How do we know? Did we go through this? Did we give him I think it's an MMPI test.
Yeah.
So they go through all the rigmaroles, because if they don't, they're gonna be like, well, we failed the soldier, which is not really,
That's
whatever.
correct. That is correct. Yeah.
So
the one of the things that I wanna share. I was just looking at it, and it's BFW, guys. I don't know if you guys heard about BFW or not, but most of you guys, once you leave the military, this is a good organization to you guys. I'm not saying that you need to go to this organization. I'm saying this is one of the good organizations out there that they will be able to help you out with whatever things you got going on, and they do a lot for military communities. BFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars. Okay, they are accepting applications right now for people like you and I that were coming off, Gulf War, Iraqi, enduring freedom, all that, So take a look. Maybe you have how you call it? You see, find a post. There's no post within 10 miles of my zip code. Are you serious? There we go. So post 549 Tucson. There we go. Perfect. So just want to share that with you guys. BFW. Super cool. Super cool. Super cool. Super cool. Which one is the one you were trying to go, Diesel?
American Legion.
American Legion. Yeah, American Legion.
American Legion.
Let me see if I have one here. There we go. I put it right here. Perfect.
So
Boom.
I think we pretty much killed CRSC. That's pretty good. Oh, is there another one? It's a CRSC and something else.
No, you tell me.
I think it's CRSC and then CRP, something like that. Hold on.
As far as I know, CRSC is for us benefits from the
CRDP. That's what it's called. CRDP.
that's the concurrent disability, yeah, but that's for retirement.
Retirement individual. Okay.
Yeah, that's for people that have a regular retirement pay.
Wow.
So this is a whole nother thing, because this is only applied for people who has 50% or greater how you call it, 50% or greater disability. So this won't apply to many people.
Okay,
and this is for people that are also retired under the TERA, the Temporary Early Retirement Act, which
Okay, I see it here. Yeah, it says that same thing. CRDP are programs created by Congress to allow eligible military retirees to receive monthly entitlements in addition to retirement pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, there's you got to compare CRSC and CRDP. So CRSC is combat link, CRDP is service connected. So so special compensation versus military retire pay.
Could you claim both of them?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, it just gives you the option of one.
Yeah, it's just one or the other. So CRSC gets applied. CRSC you apply it through the service. So CRSC, if you are from the Army, you apply it through HRC. If you're from the Air Force, you apply it through the Air Force channels. Okay.
Yeah, if you're in the Air Force, you're probably going to apply to I don't know. They're too rich. They'll probably apply to their emperor.
Yeah. So the CRDP are retired with 20 years active reserve duty, are receiving retired pay that is offset by the VA payments. Because once you retire, so this is something more. The CRDP will be something more automatic. If you retire with 20 years, you're gonna receive $2,300, whatever, and then you're 100% disabled. They're gonna give you $3,600, but you cannot get one or the other, based on regular channels. So you apply for the CRDP, and then when you apply for the CRDP, then they get you to receive both, plus the kicker. So yeah. So CRDP is not a new payment, but rather an increase in your retired pay. So yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, one of those things. So.
And you're getting the last question I have for the day is CRSC. Is it two different checks, or will they just combine it? So you will get a CRSC paycheck and your disability paycheck separate, or is it one together? They'll just combine them.
Yeah, one comes from the Department of the Army, and the other one will come from the Department of Treasury. Yeah, there's two different checks.
Oh,
Yes,
that's what it is. Okay. All right.
that is correct. Yeah, and then yeah, make sure that you print your your 1099s, and make sure you file this with your taxes.
Oh.
Yeah, you still
So
got it.
oh, so explain that. Explain that. Yeah.
So you the at
Cause
the end of
I.
the year, you will still receive a 1099.
Mhm.
And then it will show how much money you're making. Okay, but then by rule, it will give when you prepare it, it will give you that code that is saying that it's tax exempt. That they that the that cannot be how you call it, cannot be added to your gross income for the household. So let's say you have a 70,000 job, it's a $70,000 job, whatever, doing IT or doing something, okay? And then you receive another $36,000 from the VA. So you make a hundred some $1,000, yeah. But when it comes to taxes taxes purposes, and you bring your 1099s, they have to input both incomes in there. But the only thing that will count towards your taxes will be the $70,000 that you make from your job. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of one of those things. So yeah, retract or you retract.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, gotcha.
All right. Well, next. So what we're gonna do next week? We did CRSC this week. Next week. I don't think I have a topic.
Let's do employment. Let's talk about employment next week.
Employment. Okay. Let me put it down.
Yeah.
Employment next week. All right. Let me check my notes real quick, and then
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I may have had one more question.
Because you sent me
I
some
was very
questions
bad
earlier
today,
this
though.
week. Oh, 1 second. Now that you talk about that,
I didn't send it. I should have sent you the question.
I
So you said
got
employment. All right. Let's go.
general umzo. Okay, so I got a question here on somebody sent me a thing on Instagram. It says, "Hey Rick, I'm currently going through MedBoard. I got recommended by my medical officer as well as my orthopedics specialist for stress fractures on both my feet, my left and right tibia. I'm sorry, left and right tibia. I want to fight it. I don't want to get out of the Marines because I want to stay in. My x-rays show no signs of stress fractures, just acute signs of stress fractures, just acute bone thickening. It says for both that the bone alignment is good, the joints are normal. I talked to the MO and told him I'm okay, but he won't listen. My specialist is the one that told him she doesn't feel comfortable putting me back on full day because even though I'm healed, I'm at risk of getting the injury again, which doesn't make complete sense because I didn't have a fracture to begin with, just acute bone thickening. I haven't received a call yet, but he referred me to it last week. If there's anything I can do to back up my case." So, yeah, let's talk about this.
I would say that he would have to get another opinion from another doctor
Yeah, this is
and
correct.
have that written down, and that doctor would have to be a specialist in that field in order for hey, if you want to stay in, hey, I'm telling you this is what it is, and you're doing it on your own risk and cognizance. That's it. Because it seems like that doctor, she literally said that she doesn't feel, based off of her medical license, if she blesses off on it, that you won't get injured. So she doesn't want to take liability.
So I'm on the same point. This individual most likely will, the Marines, in your case, if you're watching, the Marines most likely will trying to do their part so they're not liable for your injury. But at the end of the day, if it happens to you while in the Marines or in the Army or in the Air Force, they own it. Okay, if you're under that contract, they own your injury. Okay, they're gonna have to pay you now when you are 20% maybe kind of eligible, or down the road if you break a foot and you're 100%. So what can I say to you? The service in this case, the Marines are going to do their job to follow the protocol, to follow what they have to do to say, yeah, you're injured, X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't mean that they will keep you. They probably start a med board in you, and then you can easily fight the med board, and then and beat it. Um, the one thing that I will say to you is, if the same injury happens to you in 3 years, the Marines cannot go back and say, oh, we told you to get out, but you decided not to, so now it's on your own. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. The Marines own that injury. Now, if they keep you, they still own it. If whatever happened, they still own that injury, guys. So don't think just because if you have the desire to stay in the military, if you have the desire to still serve in your country, doesn't mean that they don't no longer own the injury. It doesn't mean that. It just means that now, you're a patriotic guy. That's it. So if you still want to pursue that dream of staying active duty, just go ahead, and fight it, man. Don't let nobody, get you out of the mindset of how you call it, serving your country. What do you think, Dito?
And I agree on the same point, but I must play devil advocate.
Yeah.
If you're getting injured, because we talked about tolerance level, we do have a high threshold of pain and tolerance. But if this is one of many injuries and you don't want to speak about the others, I would probably do an assessment and say, will my body be able to take it 20, 30 years, or how many more years you have in the military?
Yeah.
Because me having 4 children, my main thing was, will I be able to have a life after the military?
That's correct.
I don't want to be rolled around. I want to be able to throw a football, all the cliche stuff, but I want to have that because money, all this compensation we're talking about does not beat the life and the experiences that you have with your children. I can tell you the last thing I'll leave with about this is all the moments that your children are young, right? Those moments are for you. They're not for your children. All right, them first walking and all that stuff. That's your memories because they won't remember that. I think their memory starts at the age of probably like 6 or 7. They're not going to remember none of that stuff. So that's for you. So if you're deployed all the time, if you're hurt and you got to be hospitalized because of injuries what are you really fighting? What are you doing it for? That's what I have to ask you. And if you don't have any children, okay, but really assess what you're doing this for. Are you doing it for the country? Are you doing it for some people get scared and think, oh, well, military is I've been in the military since 17. But we say again, it's only 1% of Americans that actually in the military. So what are the other 99% doing? All right. So.
Yeah, it could be a case of, the individual feels, kind of concerned about how I'm going to earn my next paycheck, or will I be able to adapt to the civilian sector? It's difficult, man. It's just difficult. Not everybody has a good MOS. Like I said before, to end up in a good paying job, and the military doesn't have a solid program to help those veterans to join the civilian sector. Like I say, I need to write a letter to the presidente. I'm going to talk to the president or something, because we definitely need something that the veterans can grab, and they can like mind. How can I say? They can set themselves to those side. Set their mind into, hey, I'm going to go to that program. That program is going to help me out, and then I'm going to be able to, after the military, earn a good paycheck. Because it really sucks when, and I'm not saying that out there every job is a bad job, but I'm saying that it's just not the same, guys. Let me be honest with you. When you're in the military, you wake up in the morning, you do PT, you know? Some of you guys don't even do PT based on your rank or whatever, or your unit, okay? And then you get hour and a half, 2 hours to show up to work. And then when you at work, most of you guys, you got to do shit. I'm serious. You guys just like sitting around waiting for the next task, 1600 formation, let's go home, repeat, and then yes, we pull with staff duty, extra duty, because there's some knuckleheads out there just getting in trouble all the time. I don't know why. But I mean, the military, when we are in garrison, I mean, it's pretty chill, Not everybody, but the majority of the people, it's pretty chill. So you need to, some people are afraid, man. Some people are afraid that they're gonna have to, work hard or harder for their paycheck,
Oh no, it's definitely chill. You get smoke breaks. You get, uh, you do PT for about an hour in the morning. Then you gotta shit, shower, shave, and come to work at 9. Some people don't do nothing. They're like, we don't got nothing for you. Go back and play Call of Duty in your room.
Yeah.
Just be by your phone. Go to lunch. Yeah, it's chill. And now, getting into civilian thing, I do agree with what you're saying. 6 months, 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Get entrenched into the civilian populace, because I'm currently going through that process, and I'm seeing that even my current potential employer, they're like, the only people that take advantage of this program, and that's what we need to talk about, education and employment next week, is the officer. So your company commander, your lieutenant colonel, your full bird, they already started to plan, what do I do next? And so they take advantage of the CSP, because the soldiers and the enlisted, we're too focused on the mission. We're focused on getting things done. We're mission oriented, blah, 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 detailed and all this stuff. The officers, they're focused. They're like, well, the mission is going to be done after 1500 or so. I don't have to do, let me focus on my family. So we have to get into the same mindset, because when you really look at the long thing, right? Officers are more pushed to get their education instead of enlisted. But yet we do more than officers. We do way more than officers. You have a lieutenant who, fresh out of college, a butter bar, and he's always paired up with the staff sergeant or a sergeant first class. Why do you think that? It's because that's pretty much where that's the disadvantage that we have against officers. So you're telling me pretty much a private, right, coming out in the military, brand new, boots on the ground, is the same as a sergeant first class who's been in the military 15 years? So and that's what I'm looking back at the Marine. If you're enlisted, you have to get off that mind state that there is nothing after the military. So if you continue getting hurt, there's something after the military, and you need to preserve your body for that, because it's not a sprint. This is definitely a marathon. Hey, what's up, Mario? So it's not a sprint, it's definitely a marathon. All right. So, I asked you a question. Yes, do more, but if we as NCOs are not pushing ourselves to get civilian education, especially if we want to move forward, it's hard to push ourselves to civilian education, because once again, the mission comes first. You know what I'm saying? You're a platoon sergeant of a platoon, and you have the platoon leader, right? Is the platoon leader counseling all those soldiers? No. The platoon leader is talking to the platoon sergeant and saying, hey, just get it done. He'll sign whatever documentation he has to sign, but at the end of the day, when God forbid the soldier tries to commit suicide, they ain't calling the platoon leader, they call the platoon sergeant. They call them the team leader, the squad leaders. everyone on deck. And then the platoon leader, all he does is says, "Yeah, I got it under control. I got them out there." We need to even be an officer. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant, but to be an officer, you have to have some schooling anyway. You have to have at least an associate's to be a button. I think it's associates to be a button bar. And by the time you become a captain, or no, it's associates up to a captain. By the time you're trying to go for captain and major, you have to have your bachelor's. There's no, 60 credit. Yeah, there's no, well, to be an NCO, you have to have this. No. No.
So,
and we have to have, my bad, go ahead.
No, let me add a little bit right here. Mario, welcome to the chat, man. And this is some of you guys will think, oh, where he's getting this info. So it's a day by day living with in the military that you will learn, and you won't learn about this until you are a senior non-commissioned officer. Is that so? Let's say that why this leadership is different, okay? And then I'm going to talk to you guys about education, okay? Is that at least on my experience in the military, I'm going to speak by my own experience, is that when I was in the military, I was focused on no joke, I was in once I became an NCO, that I got to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, airborne. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. So I have on my squad young rebels. I mean, those guys were tough to deal with. Okay. And then every day after I was leaving my work area, I needed to go home, and then I needed to start, either working on my school, which I was doing only one class every 3 months because I didn't have enough time to dedicate more time to this. And two, I needed to type counseling statements for these guys. I needed to work on my NCOR. I needed to work on my awards, and I needed to prepare for the next day. And I needed to prepare for the mission. I needed to prepare for maintenance. I needed to prepare for X, Y, and Z. I mean, so many things that it didn't allow me to prep myself for the civilian education. In the case of the officers, they get the advantage that as soon as they go to the ROTC, they start receiving this right here. They start receiving that coin. It's a choice. It's a choice. You're in your university, you're receiving your money, you're doing your thing, you're enjoying your life, you're getting a paycheck. You don't have to pay for nothing pretty much. And then, you live worry free. In the enlisted side, it's different, and let me tell you the main difference that I see on the leadership. I know Disa, you were talking about leadership between NCOs and officers. And it's not the same when you get a soldier that gets a DUI. When I'm the NCO, I had to deal with this joker. I had to take him to appointments. I have to follow his ass. I need to call him at home. I need to X, Y, and Z. When my platoon sergeant is on me, my first sergeant is on me, my company commander is on me. As an officer, you pretty much just go to the brigade commanders or the corps commander, office, and then you just chill back, Yes, sir. Hey, Tony, what's going on, Tony? What's going on, Jose? It's different, man. It's different from the big. I mean, that little piece right there. Hey, Ricardo. If you're an officer, hey, Ricardo. Hey, what's up, man? Is Jasmine okay? Everybody first name. It's different. When you're enlisted, it's like sergeant, parade, rest. This left, right. The mentality is just so stupid, man. One of the reasons why when they say to you, hey, retirement, med board, when they say that to me, I was like, what? Are we talking about this? And then I was able to transition. That was me ranting right there, man. Damn, Diesel. Now I feel like you. Jesus Christ.
So Mario, what he's saying is, you know, you know, pretty much we can do more classes, complete my master's, time management. That's all you want. Yes, officers come and go as long as NCO is the backbone of the unit. So look, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I mean, I'm saying you could be E4, E2. You come in with a plan. But what I'm saying is, if you come in with a plan, you can get your education in your first enlistment. Okay. But what I'm saying is, when you become a non-commissioned officer, then you go into the, staff sergeant, sergeant first class levels. Your mind state is sacrificing. Okay. You're sacrificing your time. You're sacrificing for the mission. Your job is just to complete the mission. Like Ricky was saying, it was the same thing. When I was told med board, I was like, what? The mission ain't done. My mind state was 20 years and plus. The mission's not done. And they were like, look, if you continue doing what you're gonna do, you're gonna get worse, and you're not going to be the person you want to be when you transition. Because I never thought about transition. I never thought about it. I never thought that was an option. Mind you, we're the same type of people. When I talk about people at NCOs, I can't speak on officers, but we're the same type of people that are willing to die for our battle buddies on our left and our right. That's brotherhood. So I don't know what I lived the NCO creed. I believed it was a great creed. But that's not who I am anymore, So that's all I got to say about that. I don't want to continue. We can talk about education next week.
I mean, you're correct, man. I think Mario, especially with mentoring E4s, we're talking about good things, man. We're talking about good things right here, but I mean, it's difficult, man. It's just difficult to be, to take care of yourself while you're really taking care of other people. That's why they all saying nobody will take care of you better than yourself. I mean, everybody tells you about that, and you know why? Because it's true. Nobody. I mean, it's balls. I mean, it pisses me off because when I was in the military, I was really concerned about military service members. I was really concerned about my guys. I see them as my friends. I saw them as the people that I mentor. I was really concerned about them.
Invested. You were invested.
Yeah. Now that I'm out, I still thinking about these guys. And I'm sure some of the commanders that I work for, they who are you?
Mm-hmm.
If you send them a request on LinkedIn or something, be like, who this guy is? What, Ricardo Ruiz? Who? Yeah, I worked for you
right.
4 years ago. Who?
Exactly.
It's like that. I'm blessed that I'm in a good position now in my life, where now they're the ones trying to contact me to get the LinkedIn boosted and shit like that. But let me tell you something, man. Mario. It's one of those things, man. It's difficult. Hey, Mario's talking about his he almost got med board too.
Honestly, I retired in November, and I still have hard times letting me go. Letting me go. Still working on purpose and field and readiness. See, there you go. That's your mind state. You're still working on stuff, man.
Man,
You're still working on stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I got it.
Yeah.
I have a full bird. This guy's a full bird. I just met him the other day. I'm not gonna tell you why I met him the other day.
Yeah.
And I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's up?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm out. I don't gotta deal with none of. I'm about to be out. I don't gotta deal with none of this stuff." I said, "So, are you going to continue like helping people, sir? Like going into, FEMA or any other organization?" He said, "Hell no." He said, "I'm tired of helping people." That's exactly what he said.
Well, that's the thing. This is one of the things that I'm saying, Mario and Diesel right here. It's that believe it or not, if you are sometimes E7 or E8 plus, once you start retiring, man, you don't work. You don't work. You know that you go to the sergeant major at corps or division, and guess what sergeant major gonna say to you? I'm sorry, sergeant major. You know I love you. Uh, uh, what they gonna say to you? Oh, you're gonna have once a fucking week, one staff duty. That's it. That's it. Taking care of you battle. So you know who I'm talking about. You get that sergeant major. Hey, I'm retiring. For 8 months, this guy's been doing one staff duty a week. You know, on his way out of the military, and that's all he does. He reports to nobody but the sergeant major over there and post whatever. Uh, about these full birds, these big colonels, they do the change of command, and then these guys is gone, man. These guys are gone. 6 months, this guy's been doing a internship at Microsoft, internship at Starbucks, nobody knows about
Right.
that. But guess what? Where's Sergeant Mosin or Sergeant Latrine, Sergeant Ruiz gonna be at? They're gonna be on the motorpool every Monday morning, doing some bullshit maintenance, PMCS on a vehicle that it hasn't moved in a freaking year. Come on, man. I mean, this. I think I'm saying too much. Because people be like, "Damn, Army super easy. Let me join." What I'm saying, man. What I'm saying is one of those things, man. It's one of those things. We're going back to what I'm saying to you guys is that I really think that in the military should have a system, a program where after you finish your military, after you get that final stamp at finance and you're on your way out, then you can go to this other organization totally out of the military, where you can be between 6 months and a year, helping you to transition into the civilian sector, helping you to learn how to talk to people because it's different, helping you how to address individuals, helping you how to proper etiquette and protocol when you're trying to get a job. I mean,
Helping you uh, dress.
yeah, helping you
That's a
address
big thing
Jesus
because we wear
Christ.
the uniform all the time,
Yeah.
and just dressing like, okay, what's business casual? Uh, you know what? Oh my goodness, what should I? Don't wear retired army veteran hats all the time or PT shoes. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what I'm gonna tell you this Mario, and then we're good, man. What I'm gonna say to you, man, is that you're gonna be okay. You're gonna find a job. If you are that dependable NCO that everybody look after, if you are that guy, you will find a job. You will get your money. You will get everything, but you won't have that transition space. That transition time where you be able to say, man, I feel relieved. No, you're gonna work until the last day, probably until the last couple of weeks, until
Yep.
they give you 7 days for you to clear posts. And then you're clearing posts. You're dealing with CIF. You're dealing with paperwork left and right. You're still in uniform. You're still showing them more. I think that we can do better for veterans, so we can have less homeless people. We can have less veterans struggling through the transition. I mean, that's what I'm proposing, man.
And the last thing, and then I have to go after this. Mario, uh, I'm currently in the program, but you need to look up the program in your local resiliency center or wherever you guys go. It's called the CSP.
Yeah,
They will give you 4 months before you retire. Of course, it has to be signed by your lieutenant colonel, so
of
oh
course.
05 or above. Um, but they will authorize you to go to a CSP, which is um, just pretty much internship. You'll be able to intern on whatever company you would like to. The CSP has some internships that they partner with. For example, Microsoft, Amazon, FEMA, a program called WarTac, which is a VA specific program where after you are done with the WarTac program, you will come out as a GS9, working for the VA doing pensions and compensations. Please look into that because you have time, and that will get you away from going to the motor pool and doing senseless things for the military when you need to focus on getting a house and transition.
Yeah,
So it's called the CSP.
yeah, let's talk about that next week. Next Sunday. Mario, thank you so much for joining in. I'm gonna leave the stream going for about another 35 minutes. I won't be here. You won't have the phone call, but if you guys want to continue talking for the next 35 minutes, and next Sunday we're gonna be here same time, 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so we can talk about more of this. You can also find us on the channel. Send us a message. We can link up. I recommend starting getting your LinkedIn ready, and then we can talk through social media, whatever the case may be.
Mario,
yeah.
the question to the last question he asked, he said,
Yeah.
I was tracking, but the company is not. I'm going to is not in the program. If the company you want to go to is not in the program, the simple, easy fix, and they suggested is bring it to your career counselor.
Yeah.
Whoever your CSP counselor is, whatever that company is, and you say, I would like to intern with this. It's harder for this for you to do it yourself. What's going to happen is you have to research the company. You have to call the company. You have to ask them, are they willing to accept you as an intern, right? Of course, they cannot pay you because you're still in the military.
Yeah.
If they agree to it, then you're going to have to go back to your CSP counselor. They're going to give you some paperwork, and then you go and give it to the employer. They send it back, and that's how you do it. So you can intern pretty much anywhere. You can intern out of country, whatever. The CSP counselor, their main purpose is to have accountability of you in case something happens. A natural disaster, they're like, oh, well, we have one of your soldiers. He's infected. I just called him. He's okay. That's their main focus on that. And, of course, your company commander at any time can call and check up and see if you're actually where you're supposed to be at. That is another thing. And if you get any disciplinary actions, just keep that in mind. Let's say you violate a policy in the company, they can terminate your contract with them, and you will be sent back to your company, and you'll be back in the motor pool.
Yeah, here we go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Mario, thank you so much for watching. And again, the chat is gonna still open for about 33 minutes, so until 1 o'clock. I will see you on next Sunday. Okay, don't forget to come here, check us out.
Next Sunday, education.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye.